Hello again. Welcome to Mr. Patrick's Corner. I'm going to load my pellets into my rotary magazine. First pellet always goes it goes tail first. Spring loaded. Put it in with the skirts first, like this. Then you hold your finger on so it doesn't go out. I always take one other pellet and kind of push it from that side so I get it even. Then it's locked in and you just simply load. Skirts in, head first. And this is a gauntlet. And the wonderful people at Umarex, when I bought this rifle, they didn't have slugs. So if you want to load slugs in, you got to use the single shot deal for individual loading, because they sometimes jam in the magazine, then you can't get the magazine out, then you have to break the magazine, and then you have the fun job of first you pull your cocking lever all the way to the back position. You want everything here empty. You don't want to have the firing pin going in. You want it like that. Then you want to put it on like so. Pop it in, and you see you have clearance for your scope rings with your scope, and then you can pop it out, because we're not going to load the rifle. This is again, I'm explaining, this is a 3x9 by 32, and it's basically designed for 22s, you know, powder burners. It works very well on this rifle. It's a good scope. I like it because it's simple. The crosshairs are just up and down and sideways, like that. That way, it's kind of like the old sniper scopes of World War II and World War I. And you use it like a V-sight, you know, an iron sight. And this way it allows you to move it around, and you don't have to worry about a whole lot of precision. You get precision by shooting the rifle. And a lot of in the German army, they had sharpshooters. That's different than their snipers. They were guys that were given a rifle that was really good, but it was set up for like a scout rifle. That means that the scope was out here. You could follow your field like you're leading and the other stuff because of the situation there. And you got to use both eyes. Now snipers, they had their scopes longer, they're more complex, and they were able to, you know, these guys had already marked out where they'll be shooting. And the same thing with the Soviet snipers. And the Soviets used small scopes. They like to get I don't think the Soviets shot out to farther than 300 yards. It's like the Mosin Nagant sniper rifles that the Russians are handing out now. And Bo has a lot of experience. I think he's a very smart guy, but he doesn't understand how the Russians are planning on using these rifles. What they're going to do is give them to their woodsmen, their hunters. And in Russia, you have hunters. In Siberia, the Far East, these guys hunt for a living. And the Mosin Nagant is the rifle they use. They want something simple and rugged, and they even use the short scope. Some of them might have more fancy scopes, but they like a short scope because it's more tolerant of going through the brush and the bushes and the rest of the stuff. This is what would be considered, after World War II, this was the scope that most Americans would be using. They wanted it short, rugged. They didn't want complex. And it's a 22. A lot of guys coming back from the war, they wanted a nice, short scope. They liked it because of the price. And optics back then were very expensive. We really didn't get into the optic market. That was dominated by two countries, Japan and Germany. The British got most of their optics from the Germans or the Swiss. Lens grinding is an art, and the Americans really didn't concentrate on that very much. Now, you can see, if you look very closely there's a little pin, a little grub screw. That's for putting a little more angle on the top. That's why you have the grub screw there. Put a little longer grub screw in, raises the elevation a little bit of the scope ring. I don't really like that. I like the way the FX, Freddie Xavier has come up with a great idea, because by just raising this, it takes care of a lot of the guesswork and doing the elevation using the adjustment. And the early adjustments, they used a dime, and there was a slot there. We've gotten a lot better. Now we have our adjustments are basically set so that you can either use them like this. They got little never tighten down your caps too far, because if you want to, you're gonna have to take them out. I really love this rifle. For 300 bucks, when I first got it, I thought it was a bloody disaster. But after, like I said before, you fire 500, 600 rounds through it, and that bolt loosens up. The more you use it, the more you shoot with it, the easier the bolt gets. It's a very nice rifle. For $300, whoa, that's great. But the newer stuff from Pyramid, that has the regular lever on it and the other stuff, that's what I would think of as the best. Now, I heard that Umarex has come out with a 30 caliber, and I don't understand why they have to keep that cocking lever. But that's what they did. It's a great little rifle. The only trouble is, most of the big game that you can shoot with it requires that you have a minimum of a 40 caliber. It's kind of like the Bulldog. The Bulldogs come out now with a 3-shot 50 caliber, which makes a lot of sense if you're hunting, because with a 50 caliber, you're not going to need a lot of shots. 3 shots in that rotating magazine they've got, that's enough. And like I said before, if you carry your air pump with you, or you use a baby tank, that's a very nice system. Well, that's it for today. I hope you subscribe and like.